Okay, welcome back to another tutorial. My name is Bookingjakabit. This is music production guide. I'm right here to train you how to make Afro beats. Right beside me is my friend, the producer Rex. So today we are going to go to train you guys the step-to-step tutorial how you can create your own Afro beat. So without wasting time, let's dive straight into the tutorial. But in case you are coming across this channel for the first time, please consider clicking the subscription button. Click that notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified once we upload a new brand video, because we do upload videos every Mondays and every Fridays. So let's go to the tutorial for today. So this is our workspace. Already the last lecture I trained you guys on how you can set up a new project, and let's assume that you have set up a new project and you have saved that project. So what we'll be doing today is how you can create your beat. Do you understand? Now there are some little parameters right here. I'll probably tell you what all these things signifies or their functions, some of the tools right here. I will tell you some of the functions of the tools right here. So let's start from this part. This particular stuff is the previous marker. What I mean is previous marker, just like you saying next or previous, like you're going back. You know, yes, if you use the remote control, previous view, previous whatever, so that is what it means. This one is next, fast forward. Okay, why this particular one is transport circle. When you turn it on, it becomes blue color, and when it is off, it becomes off. Do you understand? The color disappears or something like that. So the function of this transport circle is to keep rotating at a particular spot where you are working instead of going to another part. For instance, if you are working in this, from this my hand to this my hand, and this is the space, the works area you're working, you don't want the situation whereby after it reaches this space it will cross. So you want to maintain that particular spot you are working, and once you are done, you go to the other one. That's what the function is. So all of us knows that this is a transport circle and stop. It signifies stop. You saying stop. This one, it signifies play. You playing your project that you are already working on. Then anytime you see a dot like this red, it is called transport record, meaning you're recording, either you're recording the vocals or you're recording your MIDI tracks or anything you want to record. You understand? Because that is it. Then this particular one is your object selection. What does I say? Object selection. What does object selection means? When you create something, you want to select that particular object that you created. This is the tools for you. Sometimes it might be in this. If you click it, it has three phases, which is the normal sizing, moves content, and sizing apply time stretch. Do you understand? So this particular is a normal one that normally stays. I don't want to go towards the sizing applies time stretch. So after that, the next one is range selection. So this is the range selection. This is how it goes. If you set up your MIDI track, I will tell you the functions of that particular one. So this one is the scissors used to cut either your audio track or your MIDI track. Then this one is your gum. What do I mean by gum? Gum is not just about the you like gumming something that you have only split. For the thing to be in a uniform way, you gum it together. That's the function. Then this one is erase, like you are cleaning something. Then this one is the zoom. like the last lecture I told you to go to learn about the zoom, the shortcuts and all of that. So you have a shortcut which I know you know, but in case you don't know, the shortcut for your zoom in and zoom out is G and H, so that is for that. Then this is the mute. You want to mute something. The X is the mute, while this is the time wrap. Then this is the draw. For so many producers, they like to draw. You draw something, that is it. Okay, this particular one function mostly on the velocity aspect, although you don't know about that, but I will come to that in one of the lectures we're going to train. So that is it. Then this is our auto screw in the sense that once that marker that is here, once it goes and reach to this extreme, yeah, okay, it brings you to the beginning of the extreme again. That is the function. Do you understand? That's the main function of this line. Okay, then this is the play. You want to just solo or to play the particular stuff. That is what means. Then this is just the color tools, whereby you can select any colors. Either you select it from this part, just to beautify whatever you want to do. That is it. So now after that, you have your bar, you have your beat, you have your quantize. This is your quantize. Okay, so what I'll be training today is the simple way you can create your Afro beat for beginners, for people that are already starting. How do you create beats? Okay, so we are using Afro beat as an instant to train you how you can create your own beat. Okay, now this part is where you assign your MIDI tracks. This part is where you assign your MIDI tracks or your individual tracks or your audio tracks or your instrumental tracks. That's the part. Then this place is the object selection. It tells you what happens. So right now, let me assign a MIDI track, an audio track, and a instrumental tracks. So you come to this spot right here. You do a right click. You see audio track, instrumental track, MIDI track, arranger, FX track. So they have so many tracks. So if you want to create a beat, mostly people use, like I use instrumental tracks, I use MIDI tracks, sometimes I use audio tracks, whereby I import the samples and place it on it. That's another tutorial for another day. Okay, so for the sake of these lectures, I want us to make this video very snappy, and that is why I want to go straight to the point. So what do you do if you want to create your own simple Afro beat for beginners? So what you have to do right now is you create your own MIDI track. Then this is what it comes as. MIDI track configuration, you see the count. After you see the count, you see your browse preset. Okay, now what it means that how many MIDI track do you want to assign? Like probably you want your kick, your snare, your clap, all those samples that you want to, maybe any percussions you want to play, stops you want to play. So how many? So let's just say we are assigning just like 5. You can still increase it, you can still delete it, but let's just say we are doing a count of 5 and you said okay, automatically it comes to that point. Do you understand? Now when you are done with assigning your MIDI tracks, okay, what you have to do again is to go to assigning a VST tracks. A VST track is those plugins that you use to create your own sounds. Okay, what I normally do with this my FL is I rewire this FL into Cubase. That is to say that I'm working with FL and Cubase at the same time. You understand? So, and in one of our videos in this channel, I train how to wire FL, but for the sake of the beginners, people that don't know about that, I'll repeat it. So how do you do that? After you have set up your MIDI tracks, the next thing you have to do is you go to your device setup and go to your VST instrument, or simply you can use a shortcut and just type your F11. So now this is our VST instrument. It looks this way. Okay, Then we have so many channels, from 1 down to 64 channels. Okay, where you can assign your VST instrument. Do you understand? Now after that, so let's say you're assigning your FL. Okay, just click that. But before then, make sure the FL is being installed. It doesn't matter the version of the FL you have, depending on what you want. Do you understand? What I normally do with my FL is to assign my tune, my kick rather, and I create and do stuff I need to do. I don't create the beat inside the FL. I create the beat inside the Cubase, but I rewire through the FL. So it does not matter. It's for people that do use FL, that considers all those versions and whatever. Okay, remember I say it's a choice. So that doesn't mean I don't have FL20. I still have it on my system. I still have all that, but this is just a choice. So what you have to do is you assign the FL, and this is the FL you assign. You click it and you wait for a little time, then you do cancel, then close it up. Automatically this FL is going to bring out stuff like this, telling you that you have already wired FL into Cubase. Okay, then once you go inside it, you see all the samples, your kick and all that will start to show. See, it's showing signal. Okay, then you close it up from this point and close this one from this point. Then go to your all MIDI tracks. Come down to your own MIDI tracks and rewire FL. Remember, this is the first track, second track, third track, fourth and fifth. So let's say we are starting from the first track, okay? And this part where we have all MIDI inputs, go to the softwares and click it and go to FL VST, okay, and assign it, meaning that this particular track has been rewired into FL. Do you understand? Okay, so what you have to do is, if probably what you seek is to get a kick that you are going to use for this particular channel that I just assigned, that is this particular channel. So let's assume that this is the kick that you wanted right here. Okay, so you just assign this kick and find another stops that you needed. Okay, this is the clap. This is the clap. I don't know if you're hearing it, but let me just. Okay, you can hear it, right? Okay, so this is the clap. Okay, and you want to assign this clap. Okay, so this is the clap. Let's say you assign this clap. Okay, I like this. You first of all assign some of the basic samples that you wanted to use or you already want to use. This is your rim. Probably you can get other samples as your beat keeps going. Okay. This is your conga. This is your rim. This is your clap. This is your key. Let's say this is the four major stops I want to use for now, which as time goes on you can still advance some of the samples. So once you are done assigning the samples that you want to use for the project, then the next thing that comes to your mind is, what is the tempo that you're going to use? Then how do you create it? So normally I start from 3. You see, this is the marker 1, 2, 3. The 3 signifies that's where I lecture about bar beat and quantize. I want you to go back to my former video and you're going to learn it. It's very, very simple. Okay, so to understand right there. Okay, so this is the 3. So you drag this 3 all the way to about 7 or all the way to about 11. So I want us to start it gently. So how do you put your tempo? Your tempo, you use a shortcut like Control T, and there's something that you should take note of. This is the tempo, this is the number of the tempo. You might choose to make a tempo of 100, and after you put 100 you press enter. But you see, once I press enter, the tempo will return back to 120. or just like see, it numbers to 120. The reason is because this particular tempo is being activated, so you have to deactivate it and now click the tempo again and press enter. It automatically sets in. Okay, so therefore it shows you that the tempo is already on what, on 100. Okay, so you now make sure you drag it from 3 to 7. Don't make it come to this point. Okay, so if you put it on bar, see what happens. You see the functions of the bar. From 3, if you drag it, it's automatically go to 4. It's not going in between the 4 and 5. Okay, you see it, like automatically it will be touching the bar. Do you understand? But if you put it on beat, it will not be touching the bar. It will be touching the little ones inside, the little lines inside. Then if you put it on quantize, it will be touching the small little ones inside the bar. Have you seen it? That's to say that the beat, we have 4 count beats inside a bar. Okay, but I don't want to explain that. That's not the topic of this lectures. Okay, if you want to know about how to calculate the bar, the beat, and quantize, just go back to my videos and watch about the video. I trained about that. So now you have done assigning your tempo you want to use. So what you have to do is you now put on your metron. Your metron is the timing that guides you to be on the time of the beat. It goes like this. It is cueing you. It helps to cue you into the right stop. Okay, so the shortcut is C. You want to press C and press enter. You're hearing it. So the timing is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Based on the tempo. Okay. So if someone is singing, I'm just humming. You see, what I'm singing is entering inside the metron, okay, and you're supposed to be the producer that's going to produce that beat. Okay, so already you know the key inside of you. Once the artist is singing, you already know how the bounce is going to come. Is it going to come like, are you going to start with the snare or the rings or the kick? Anything that comes to your mind first of all, start it. Just like what I just sang now. I don't even know what I'm singing. I'm just singing. So let's say this thing I sang now, that I want to make a rhythm to that. Okay, see, this is the sample I want to first use to start it. And it is on track 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then you go and assign it to track 3. This is 2. Assign it to track 3, so that once you touch your keyboard, it will automatically comes to that point. Okay, so let us say that I want to produce this melody that I just hummed right now. Okay, nobody has the song, I just hummed that melody and you want to produce it. So let's just say you want to produce it. You see, so if you're able to create it with your hands, you can interpret it in your beat. But if you're not able to place it or to play it with your hands, then know that you're not ready to interpret the beat. So as I'm playing on my hands, or maybe somewhere, I'm getting the feels. Okay, so I have to apply that particular thing that I'm tapping into what I'm doing. So this is the way. So let's find the particular note to use that's going to give me the sound. You have the deep part, you have the soft part and high part. So I want to use something softer, but not something deep. So let me say this part. Let me say this part. So you're gonna play Okay, so now we have gotten the pattern. Let us play, or rather, let us record that. Now, you see, you have recorded this. Now, what you have to do, the next thing you have to do after you done record is you quantize. What is quantize? Quantize is ability of you putting these small, tiny stuffs that you recorded into their timing. Like, if you observe closely now, you see, most of them are online right here, but this one is not online. You remember to be online. The same thing with this one, the same thing with this one. Do you understand? So the quantize is going to make you put it in the right timing. Okay, so what you're going to do is, these are type of quantize. You have 1/1, 1/2, 1/4, 8, 16, and 1/32, and 1/64, all down to that. Okay, so what you have to be doing is automatically, normally most of the Afrobeat normally use 1/16, 1/32, depending, sometimes 1/16, depending. Okay, so let's put it on 1/16. Okay, you now do Control A to select all you did, and you press the shortcut of the quantize, which is cure. You see, now watch what happens to that. Just watch what happens to that. Automatically it sets itself at the proper timing. You see, there are no ones coming late or something like that. All of them are now arranged. So let's play. You see that everything is being on time. That's for that. Okay, because your channel have to be named. Okay, then this is for the ring. Okay, then the next thing is, what comes to your mind after the ring is the kick. So let's say you are assigning the kick. You see, so let's do a tapping kick. So you find the type of kick you want. Then you record. See what I did there? So you try to make it humanize, then you quantize. You see what I did there? So at this point in time, you know that every Afrobeat do have what we call shaker. Okay, do have what we call shaker. Then you go and find any shaker that you have. Let's see if you can locate shaker right here. Okay, then go and find shaker. So I urge you guys, if you don't have samples, good samples, you try and get good samples. You have a lot of softwares to get samples, but in case if you need samples from me, then tell me, I'll give you samples. Okay, then make sure you write me down in my comment section. So let us assign the shaker. It is on track 5, so place it on track 5. Then let's play and see how the shaker goes. So the shaker have to come like this. That is Afro for you. You understand? That's Afro for you. So find the right part. So that's for the shaker. Now quantize. But if you see, if you use 1/16 to quantize, you see that it doesn't give that flavor. So let's try 1/16 triplet. So if there are other ones that didn't enter well, you now shift it with your control, or right arrow, then you shift it and see the ones that enter. So let's play. So let's play. So now I like the percussions I did from 4 to 5. So let us cut it. I cut from 4 to 5, and let me remove this, then drag this one backward and duplicate. Duplicate is Control D. You duplicate it. So the same thing that happens this part happens the other part, because that's what I want to do. Then now write your shaker for you to know. So this is the shaker, okay, but I want to add an effect in this shaker so that the shaker will get busy, to have kind of a delay. So how I do it is, you go to your FL, to your mixer in your FL, and assign. I normally use one plugin called BT Tempo Delay 3D. Okay, this is the place that you put your tempo. You put your tempo to 100, and you now play and reduce the general volume from this port. Okay, so let's play and come back to this FL to adjust the volume. So you put 100, and let's go to the Cubase and play and come back to adjust the volume. Okay, let us play only the shaker. You see how busy it was. Then I remove the effect I put on the shaker. You see how it goes. So this is it. Now this is with the effect. So let us remove the effect. Let us mute the effect. You see it without the effect. How it sounds. So you see, it wasn't busy. It wasn't interesting. So what you have to do is, again, is to still reduce the volume of this tempo. Then while you play the other one. Then make sure your shaker is not louder with this volume. The other thing that comes to mind is going to be the percussion. So another thing that comes to mind is the percussion. So let us assign our percussion is on channel 4. So you still do your FL channel 4, and let's play and assign the percussion we're going to use. That's the trigger that I want to add. Then do your quantize, come back to 1/16 and do your quantize. So do your quantize and title it over. So at this point in time, you have already created a simple Afrobeat sample. If you like, you can export this after you're done mixing. Okay, but this is not the time. So now you still have another one MIDI track remaining, so you can still duplicate it by clicking this part and right clicking this part like this and duplicate the track as many as you want. So if you are having an inspiration to add more samples. Let's continue to add more samples. So at this point, any artist that sees these vibes is getting something, you know, is getting something. So what I'm going to do now is let us play a chord. So I normally use instrument, add instrument track whenever I want to assign my chord. So let's use Nexus. So I'm assigning Nexus, and I want to use any sound that comes from the XP guitars from Nexus. So let's say I'm using this. I might change it later, but let's say I'm using this. Let's play. Let's find a chord that's going to match this. Let's record that. 1, 2, go. See, do quantize on it. So this is just your Afrobeat. So I think this octave, let's increase this octave to 4. So which one is better? The lower octave or the other octave?
I think it's the lower one.
The lower one is more better, okay. So let's return it to the lower one. Please, a very strong tips I want to let you know. Once you are doing, always try to be saving. Go to your file, save. Very, very important, okay? Then, now we have played our chord. This chord I played now. So anything that you're making in this Afrobeat will be centering on this spot, okay? So just like I said, I don't want this tutorial to be very, very long, okay? And I'm going to complete this beat later on and later on, okay? But because of the sake of our time, I don't want to make this video too long. So this is a simple way you can start up your Afrobeat for you, a beginner or intermediate or anything, okay? Then anytime you want to start up, okay, this is the way you can start up your Afrobeat for beginners, okay? Very, very simple. Under 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you have already created something that someone is going to play along or to record, okay? Then if you have other inspirations about anything to add more, you still come with that and add more, okay? But with this, okay, we have an Afrobeat. By this time you can turn off your metron, the timing. Then let's see how it sounds. Now you see, once you get that chord, once you get that bounce, every other inspiration keeps coming, the melody keeps coming. So once that melody comes, you find the sound that you were able to hum on your mouth. Get the sound, a dope sound that is going to match to that thing you hum on your mouth, and play exactly what you just played on your mouth. Remember, we started by hitting the band from our hand and we translated it into a beat, and now we are translating from the mouth the melody of what you say. Now we will translate it into a beat, and that's how you keep translating and creating, and you achieve a dope beat. Okay, so but I don't want to start it and finish it because of the time of this video. Okay, so this is a very simple tips that I believe that you can try as a beginner, and you can create that Afrobeat yourself without even paying any producer. So try it and send to me, let me listen. Very important. So if you have any questions concerning what I just said right here in this video and I don't know how to do it, please write it down in the comment section. In case you are new already in this channel and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to this channel. Be the first to click that notification bell so that you can get notified once I upload a new content, because I do upload content every Mondays and every Fridays. So remember, this is music production guide, and we are here to serve you, to train you on music production, on mixing and mastering. So make sure you are there in this family, in this community. Okay, so we help ourselves to grow. Thank you and remain blessed. I remain Jakabit Jackson, and this is more Rex. Sign out. Peace. Bless.